Hello, year twos. It's time for phonics again. Now, today we are going to be reading some words and trying to figure out what's happening to them. We will be reading words that end with ed. Let's read some words. We'll read these words together, okay? Jumped, arrived, shouted. Now, many verbs end in ed. And what this shows is that the action has already happened. For example, she jumped for joy. This means that she had jumped earlier or she jumped some time ago. Yeah. Now let's listen to how these words end. Landed, shouted, waited, printed. Now, what do you hear when you get to the ed part of these words? Landed, waited, printed, shouted. We realize that when you say ed, it sounds as ed. Yeah, landed, waited, printed, shouted. It sounds like ed. What about, let's read these words. Bumped, stopped, laughed, cooked. Bumped, stopped, laughed, cooked. What do you hear when you get to the ed part? Does it still sound like ed? No, it doesn't, because it sounds like T. Bumped, laughed, stopped, cooked. Okay, so it sounds as a T. There's also some other words. Let's read those. Sobbed, cold, boiled, frightened. And what does the ed sound like in these words now? It's not T and it's not ed. What does it sound like? Sobbed, boiled, cold, frightened. Oh, if you said that the ed part of it sounds like a d, you are absolutely correct. You hear the d at the end of these words, despite the fact that we write it as ed. Handed, picked, followed, handed, ed, picked, t, followed, d. Now, all these words have ed at the end to let us know that this action already happened. It happened a long time ago. It's in the past tense, okay? But the ending is written the exact same way with ed. However, we say the ed differently in each word. Guys, you'll need to just try and train your brain to listen in to how the ed sounds in these words so that it is not tricky for you. All right? Now, for our activity today, let's look at what we are doing today for our activity. There is this worksheet. And all we have to do is try to sort these words in the box here into the different columns. Does the word acted sound like cold? Does the ed sound like d? Or does it sound like t, like in asked? Or does it sound like ed, like in acted? I think we'll put that word here. And you'll do that for the rest of them. Try as many words as you can. Then send it to your teachers, okay? Bye. Have a lovely Thursday, and I'll see you again tomorrow.